better product. But why is carpet tile a problem in healthcare? Specifically in areas where we have incontinence, or we have bodily fluid spills. Why would you not want to use carpet tile in a patient care corridor of a hospital? You have a lot of seams. You have an impermeable product, but you've got failure points all over the place. Okay? Tandis flooring. Carpet tile is a tremendous product. It has applications in healthcare, administration areas, waiting areas, lobbies. There's areas where public space. There's areas where carpet, medical office buildings. If you want to put carpet, which you most likely are going to do in a medical office building, I would highly recommend a carpet tile. They're very good performing products. You may pay a little bit more than broadloom, but you're getting a better product in most cases. So there's areas in healthcare where carpet, whether it's broadloom or modular, work very well. There's other areas in healthcare, senior living, Alzheimer's, dementia units, right? That's bad news. Your biggest problem is incontinence. Not your biggest problem, but one of your everyday problems. You've got bigger problems called C. diff and other things like that. But you do not want products that are impermeable. So the number one thing you tell yourself is my product impermeable, and what else? Is it impermeable at the seams? Now, all of these products are impermeable and impermeable at the seams because they're resilient. They're welded together. Whether chemically or mechanically, they're welded together. If they're done properly, you have a wall-to-wall moisture barrier. Very, very important. You don't want Petri dishes on your floors in healthcare. Okay, we just saw that. This is a visual of it, a little close up. Okay, now that you're all experts, I think you are. We've been talking long enough about flooring. I perceive you all as experts in hard surface, resilient, and carpet. I'm going to ask you a simple question. This is not a hospital setting. Could be a little party for the nurses or something. This happened to be a school party. And anybody have grade 8 school children? Okay, myself as well. End of the year, 5th grade, juice boxes, cupcakes. Remember we used to be able to bring food to school? Yeah. Now you got to bring like a disclaimer and everybody's got to sign their life away. So you go to school and they've got the cupcakes and the Rice Krispie bars. And now, yeah, your kids aren't going to be able to do this, by the way. I'm sorry. So now you have the juice boxes are in a big cooler. And what happened here is overnight, the cooler, the ice melted, and the spigot was not in the bottom of the big igloo cooler, so all the water dripped out. Now, by the way, that's not a 20-foot puddle. I stretched the photo. That puddle's probably about as big as about a 3-foot circle here, 3-foot radius, okay? But, see the water? It's been there overnight. That's the story of this picture. So what happened is the custodian came in the next morning, or I used to call him the janitor, you can't do that anymore, now it's the custodian. The custodian came in the morning and he took a picture because he's like, I'm not getting in trouble for this. So he takes a picture so he can blame the teacher for this problem. Now, knowing what you know about floor covering, being impermeable or non-impermeable, I want you to answer the question yes or no. Can that flooring substrate, that flooring covering, can that floor covering in this picture, can it be hard surface flooring? For instance, could it be terrazzo? I'm not saying it is, but could it be? Yes. What happens if this whole room was terrazzo and I spilled a bucket of water? The next day, where's the water? It's still there. Except when it evaporates, it's still there. Okay? So it can be a hard surface, right? It could even be VCT. As long as I got 3 coats of cross-link acrylic finish on top of it to seal all my seams. If I don't have the wax on top, it will penetrate the seams. But by definition, it could even be VCT. Here's an easy one. Can it be any of these? Right? As long as the seams are welded, it can absolutely be any of these. How many people think it could be carpet? Put your hand up if you think that could be a piece of carpet. Ah, you're starting to learn something. Can't be carpet. By definition, how many people have carpet in your house? Put your hand up. Carpet in your house. Who does not have their hand up? Anybody? Okay, who doesn't have their hand up? Okay, so what do you have in your house? You have wood floors. And you live here in Milwaukee, and it's kind of get chilly here in the wintertime, right? You get a lot of snow and stuff. Do you have like hardwood in your bedroom? Hardwood in your living room. So let's say you wanted to watch a movie with your significant other or your dog or something, and you want to get down on the floor and eat some popcorn or something. You sit right on top of the hardwood? No, what do you sit on? Oh, okay. But if you were
going to put out a blanket or something.
Okay, do you have any area rugs in your house?
Yeah.
Okay, do you have carpet in your house? Put your hand up.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody falls for that. Okay, guys, area rugs are carpet. They're just pieces of carpet rather than installed carpet. So everybody, I'm not trying to pick on you. Was it worth it now? All right. So the reality is everybody. I had a lady last week for the first time in 2 years of doing this presentation. I've done this over 100 times. And actually sat there and said, I have 0 carpet in my house. I'm like, oh my gosh, she got me. Finally got me. I said, wait a minute. In your bathroom,
Yeah.
when you get off out of the shower, well, do you have a bath? You have a bath. You have carpet. Okay? I had to go to the bath mat, but I pulled it out. So the reality is everybody has carpet in their house. I want you to do me a favor tonight. Go home tonight. After a long day at work, get your favorite libation out. That may be a cup of soda, that may be a glass of Chardonnay, that may be a nice cold beer. I want you to take that full cup of your favorite libation and I want you to pour it out on your carpet tonight. Anybody want to do that tonight when they go home?
No.
Okay. So what you realize is when you spill something in your house, you've got about 30 seconds. Well, you probably don't even have 30 seconds before it has been absorbed in through your flooring. Sorry. If you have a pet, like I do, I'm sorry. I ripped up carpets for a living as a kid. When you rip them up and you look at the back of them, it ain't pretty. And these are some really clean houses. I'm not talking about people that are living in a dirty environment. It's just the natural of the product. So that cannot be carpet. Can never be a piece of carpet. Could it be carpet tile? No. You might have some puddling where the carpet tile is, but what would happen to the carpet tile, Tom, if I left water on it for 24 hours and let it sit there?
Seep through the seams.
It would seep through. It might even pop some of the tiles loose if it was there long enough. All right? So you know it can't be that. What did you guys call this before? What you guys all identify this as? Carpet. Is it carpet? It's a hybrid. Correct. Okay. Now, this is more for our acute care people, but certainly applies to senior living. Infection control. Put your hand up if you honestly think that floor covering plays any role whatsoever, even if it's this big, in the reduction or the improvement of infection control in your hospital or senior living. If you think the flooring has anything to do with it, put your hand up.
Controlling it?
Has anything to do with a proponent of it, it just has part of the equation. Like the floor covering actually has some type of involvement in infection control. Put your hand up. No, you're actually wrong. Now let me qualify that. All right? There are certain areas in an acute care hospital where you need to make sure that your flooring is non-porous, seamless, and 100% sterilizable or disinfectable. And what are those areas? Operating rooms. Okay? Areas where you are doing procedural rooms. Anywhere where there's an opportunity, where there's an operation or something going on, by definition, those rooms, per the CDC, right, and per the Joint Commission and all the things that govern in a hospital, those areas have got to be non-porous, seamless, and you need to be able to disinfect or sterilize that floor cover. Now, anywhere else in a hospital, anywhere, patient room, patient corridor, nurse's station, waiting area, senior living, resident rooms, corridors, recreational space, dining area, do you think any of those areas require disinfection or sterilization of floor covering? No. There's not one expert in the world that will tell you that. There's not one infection control preventist in any hospital system in America that will tell you that. The only thing your floor has to be is cleanable. It does not have to be sterilizable. All right? Now, we talked about shiny being clean. Not really true. Let's look at the, okay? We have a problem. Matter of fact, that number is now 100,000. This slide is 2 years old. There are now 100,000 deaths annually in acute care hospitals thanks to hospital-acquired infections. By the way, do you know what a hospital-acquired infection is? It's something you get free of charge, courtesy of the hospital, when you go there to get a procedure done. It's kind of cool. They don't even charge you for it. So you go in there. I'm just teasing. I know. It's a sensitive subject. But the reality is this is not good. And there's tremendous amount of pressure on healthcare facilities, right? So what are we going to do about it? Let's look at the science. Okay. Who wants to tell me for the next Starbucks card, if you've already won, you can't play. Okay? If you've already won, you can't play. Tell me the number one thing. Oh, back up one. Sorry. I jumped ahead.
Oh.
No, back up. One more. Okay. Give me the number one thing a hospital can institute immediately to drastically reduce hospital-acquired infections. What's the number one preventive measure that every expert in the world will tell you will drastically reduce hospital-acquired infections for the next Starbucks card? Yes. Say it loud and proud.
Washing your hands.
Yes. Washing your hands. Do you understand that hospital-acquired infections are spread two ways? All right? Hand-to-hand combat and airborne. There are spore-based infections like MRSA that become airborne. which is why when we have a MRSA outbreak in a senior living facility, we got to quarantine that section off, shut it down, clean the HVAC, do everything we do. We got to get the spores as